Product development teams don't invest time to do a proper usability testing by thinking they are investing a lot of budget, they're wasting a lot of money, and they're wasting a lot of time. But can I tell you some truth? More than 60% of the product design studios are losing lots of money by not having a proper usability testing in place because they came to know all the issues have happened after they launched the product. The customer is not happy, the user needs are not met, app is crashing completely, and the real requirement of an intuitive user interface is not there. Why? Because it is not identified at the start of the product design process. This is the importance why we need to do usability testing, and it has to be in the complete loop of it. In this video, I'm going to be telling you how you can able to take your usability testing knowledge into your product life cycle development process to make it into a habit in your product development. Okay, let's jump into the topic. First of all, I will tell you what is this concept about. User testing is equal to observing the real interactions, what is really happening. Anytime when you observe something, you need to definitely have a quantifiable measure towards it. Like, let's say you need to understand people are satisfied. What exactly is satisfaction? Do you have a rating for it? What exactly is the measure in order to have the usability parameters? It provides exactly the signal to improve the product in a continuous way. This is a way to validate your product as well. And sometimes even the feedback you get it from the testing will be very useful for your user to put that back into the development lifecycle. Are all of you clear about this? Background is HCI labs have used these usability observations. Nielsen Norman Group standardized this modern testing. In fact, there are a lot of blog articles available in the portal. You can go and check it out. Third, it is integrated into agile sprint reviews. Why? Because sometimes the looping process works a lot. Initially, people will not be able to predict a lot of things in the product development life cycle. But over the time, when you put it like a loop over and over and over again, sometimes you're trying to find out this is exactly happening. We have to iterate it. We'll have to change it. And then let's test it out. Now, what is my user telling? So you get to see a better process evolving, and you are going more closer to your user needs. This is a core part of any design school projects, or maybe something if you learn. But at the same time, what I will tell you, the importance of usability or the user testing is it will exactly align the real user behavior, and it will find out any kind of issues which is already there, and it reduces the post launch redesign cost, which is what I told you. It builds complete empathy, trust, and all credibility. That and all is totally fine, right? So there are many methods to test it out. First is moderated. You go and observe a person with respect to our conditions, and then you have a questionnaire, you have a conditions, you give a particular application, screen A, B, C, check this user flow time noted, what exactly is the process happening. You have the checklist, you have the checklist, you have the tick marks, you make a research, you understand the user. This is a moderated way of testing. Unmoderated, you can do it in a remote way, but more importantly you don't have better control over it. You just are doing it to get some quantitative insight whether users are happy about this product or not. I just need to get this understanding. Or maybe I can conduct in the user remote ways so that I can give one application or a link and user can able to do it. So moderating is like you create a moderation and a code of honor and a set of rules. Unmoderated is little not that way. And you can even compare two versions by creating a two concepts. You can do 5-second visual clarity check. You can ask, hey, how do you exactly feel? How do you exactly think? What exactly can be improved? You tell me how would you like to have it in the first place. Just 5 seconds, you ask this question to the user with this observation, you'll be able to give you a lot of answers. Next, you can find out the data tracking tools, like let's say Hotjar, like let's say something like Google Sentimental Analysis, right or not? So, same like how our body also gives these neurons, the nervous system gives the feedback for you. User testing loops is a feedback for the designer from the user to understand what's happening. It's a natural process. Chemically, it happens inside the body, but as a designer, you need to put it into your system. If you're not putting it into a system, it will lead to a lot of unanswered questions. It will lead to a lot of things which is not your real user. You will ignore some qualitative insights. You are rushing through to complete the screens and everything. You are treating your personal criticism and putting your own biases and building the project, which is not correct. So ultimately that is very important. Okay, what exactly is the neuroscience behind it? The brain rewires after the feedback, and you start thinking in a whole new different possibility. Earlier you might have thought these two buttons are important and it's enough. But when you give a feedback, when you get a feedback from the user, and the user is saying, first of all, this is not required for me. I just need to get one confirmation, that's enough. Why do I need an extra step? Then your brain will also start rewiring. Oh, yeah, what he said makes sense. I can remove it. Or even your development team can tell you, or maybe your management can tell you. Your competitor product benchmarking, when you do, you'll come to know. So there are a lot of way in which your brain will get a feedback. You'll start rewiring it. Repetition strengthens corrective action. When you loop it again and again in user testing, failure improves pattern recognition. Dopamine drives curiosity to test again, right? That's also a very interesting way designer is really driven. So feedback is a nervous impulse of a design. You need to understand this. You can take the same health case study which we had discussed in the last video also. You can take one healthcare application like, let's say, Practo. Example I'm giving. Okay, you can take anything well prominent application like, let's say, Apollo, or maybe you can take something like Swiggy. You can take any products or application which you wanted to have. So the UX team tested the prescription flow of it. You can also test the flow of it, and you can understand how the users are really confused with using that. Like, let's say, flow one, like, let's say, flow two. What exactly you've created and what is the data which you yielded after the testing? You can give it. You can just install this application and you can ask the same user, can you log in and show me how to book appointment for the patient? You can install the competitor B or somebody and ask him. And you can even compare. So you can do a lot of case study with your competitors. Simplified layout plus step feedback. Now only you can able to bring a simplified case study based on the observation. This is a rough example I'm putting here. This is not a real value. It can reduce your error up to even 60% in a cumulative way. If you take a statistics, it saves huge amount of time. Like, let's say, it saves almost 2 to 3x of your development time and close to 40 to 50% of your budget. This is very important. And the satisfaction metrics goes up. User get to see the product in an even more better way. This is accumulated data, but individually when you do also, you may get very closer towards it. So live data proven to improve your design success in a different way. So the point what I'm trying to say is, you can use these tools called maze, you can use these tools called hardjar, you can use these tools called dovetail to head your qualitative feedback and insight. You can use this tool called chat gpt optimal workshop. You can also use this tool called query. This is a good tool. You guys can use it. Query to get some qualitative insights. You can use that. You can also use this tool called Survey Monkey. So it'll be very useful for you to understand the user and test it out and find it out the loop in a different way. So there are many other tools. Like, let's say, if you take heat maps, this is to find out the user, like, let's say, patterns, like where exactly he's clicking more and how we can able to improve it in the faster way. Okay, so this is the importance of using a usability and the testing loops for it. So the call to action what I would like you to say is, download the user testing feedback sheet by DMing test in the chat box, whether you're watching in YouTube or LinkedIn or Instagram. And you have to run the 5 user test cases for your case study, which I said. You can take any case study, you can take any example of your competitors and try to run a 5 user test for your project. Choose 5 people and ask them, and that's the data for you. Same one topic you can take. Like, say, you can take one application called Swiggy and ask for 5 people and see. And you try to redesign it and show it now again to the user. You will come to know the redesigned way is much better than, because you heard the user, you understood their requirement, and you started creating it. Are all of you clear? Tomorrow we will see what exactly is mean by the feedback system, which is a part of the nervous system. And also, more importantly, every click teaches your brain. Everything is a feedback for you. By making you by making you understand the user is learning and he is developing the cognitive ability. So, if you're not getting the feedback, you won't be able to improve the system. As a designer, we have a major responsibility to increase the nervous system for your product design process. Superb. Click the link below to attend my 4 hours design workshop on Sunday to also understand how you can put this learning into a 6-step job formula where you can able to start getting a 3x salary in 90 to 120 days. Click the link below. I will see you inside to teach you a practical steps to make portfolio and get ready for the job market. Okay, I'll see you in the next video for the day 20, which is feedback system. Bye bye.